Yeah, this is the Parks Flow Lab. This is just a little intro to how to navigate the menus here. You have current study, new study, archives, utilities, and quit. So if you're in a current study, you can just click on current study. It'll take you back into that study. If you want to start a new study, you go down to new study. If you want to see old studies on here and bring them up and look at them again, you can go under study archives. Study utilities here. This will take you into a backup, restore, exporting, uh, functions such as that. Escape on this system will usually always take you back one menu. And then of course down here is quit Sonova, which will take you out, and then at that point is where you would be to shut the system down just like a regular computer. But if we're going to start a new study, we're going to go up to study, new study here, and then you're about to begin a new study, yes. And here you can put in a last name and a first name. If they've had an exam before, the information will come up. Otherwise, it will just start a new study and you can enter all the new information. So here we put it in a patient's name of test, which was put in previously, and then we're going to choose the exam we want to do, which you would choose carotid, venous, lower arterial, or upper arterial. If we choose lower arterial here, we can then enter more information, which is name, first name, last name. The study date is already in there. If you happen to be working with a PACS system, the list of patients would have come up, and then you could choose that from that list. From here, you can enter whatever information you want. Room name, read by, examined by. All of those things are have spaces. And then once you're happy with what you have here, you can also put some notes under the notes, which are down here. To get into the notes field anytime on any of the exams, you hit F4. If I hit F4, it takes me into a notes page, and again, escape will save it and take me out. If I'm done entering my information here, again, I'm going to escape back out to my main page, hit escape. And now here I can go and now start to either enter my history here, which is the history page, which you can see has smoking, hypertension, different kinds of symptoms and such applying to the particular study you're doing. Enter what you want there, escape out, you can enter notes, and those will appear here on the patient's page. The next section down is test select. This is where you're going to choose what you're going to be doing, is pulses, your continuous wave Doppler, your VPRs, segmental pressures, if you're going to do exercise, reactive hyperemia, and some other examinations here, including lower digits. So once you pick any of these studies, you can go in and out of these studies if you want to go back and change something or get a better signal, or do part of one study and then come back and finish it. You can just go back into these different menus once you bring up that study and edit or add or change any of the information you've already had. A little bit down here on the keyboard just to show you some of these. When you are using these functions right here, this is your 4 and 8 megahertz Doppler. The small probe is the 8 megahertz, the big one is the 4 megahertz, and you can see those right over here. So you have a 4 and an 8 megahertz probe. Here is a volume control as well as on the remote control, which you saw previously. And then over here we've got a menu for the cuff inflator and plethysmography. And usually those will automatically light up depending upon what exam you're in. But here's a red and a yellow, so that you have red, which is the right cuff usually, or the right side of connectors, and then the yellow ones with this side on the B side, or the yellow connectors here. And if you're doing plethysmography or want to activate the PPGs, you can always come down here and push PPG, and then it's going to be looking for signals coming from the PPG probes, which you can see are these here with the 2 detectors on the either side. This is the infrared light PPG connector that you can hook on to usually the digits. And then the remote control is a real fast review. Again, here's the remote control. You've got position, volume is the first one, position of your baseline is the second one, and size of your waveform is the third one. And then you have mute over here. Freeze and save, you're going to use those a lot for your waveforms. And here's where you inflate your cuffs. And then these arrows down here can move between different menus, as well as the arrows down here on the keyboard function the same way.